Well, hello there, folks. How's it going today? I hope everybody's doing really good. Today, we're going to check out this pedal here. A friend of mine dropped her off the other day and said he took it in on trade and said it was a really nice sounding pedal. So, I've never heard of this company, Blues Pearl. If you have, please leave a comment. Love to know a little more info about it. So it's got three knobs. You got a level, drive, and tone. I'll be referencing those as we go along. So let's see what this bad boy sounds like. Okay, folks, so we got a Stratocaster out. Just because that's what was plugged into the end of the cord, basically. And I got a 412 half stack over there, 100 watts. And I'm playing through a Fender Excelsior on this side with a 15-inch speaker in it. I'm just split out of a reverb pedal off the board, and this is the clean sound. Okay, now I have all the knobs on the pedal at noontime. Now this might get a little louder than what we just heard here, so I'm just warning you. But that's where I like to start when I check a pedal out. I put everything about noontime and see what it does. So here we go. All right. Well, first impression. Since I've never heard this pedal, this is my first time hearing it too. So this is reality at its best, I guess. It's got kind of a klon sound to me. And it also has like a tube screamer thing too, where it's a transparent overdrive. Obviously, you can hear the voice of the guitar come through as well. Now that checks the first box with me. Okay, I don't want a pedal that just annihilates and blankets the sound of my instrument. You know, if I can't tell if it's a Les Paul or a Stratocaster, it's not good for me. So that got to be a thing, like with hair bands in the 80s. Everybody was, you couldn't tell what guitar they were using. It was just the same, you know. Anyways, let's not go there. So that sounded pretty nice to me. It's really transparent, like I said. I'm on the neck pickup too. Now we're going to try the next thing that I like to really investigate with pedals when I'm trying them out. And this is it. I like to turn the volume knob down on my guitar and see if the pedal actually cleans up, okay? Now, some pedals won't. Most of these boutique kind of transparent overdrives seem to have that quality. So let's see if it does it. Volume on 10. Probably about half. So it gets a little muddy and darker as you go down. I don't have a treble bleed on this guitar either, so, but it's not unusable. It's kind of warm sounding as you roll the volume down. Hopefully the camera's picking this up. It's, you know, YouTube videos get compressed when you upload them anyway, so, you know, hopefully it's close. Now let's try it on the bridge pickup. Same settings, all the knobs at noon, and then we're going to start tweaking the knobs on the pedal. So here we go. Anyway, yeah, so it thins it out a little bit. Does give it that kind of klon, mid-range kind of not, you know, push. Kind of clips some of the bass and a little bit of the treble out of it. So the next move is to crank the drive and see what kind of gain stage this pedal has. So I'm going to do that now. I'm going to turn the tone down to about 10 o'clock too. And the level is down to about 10 as well. So here we go. Not a ton more gain, but a little bit more. Let's try it on the neck. So even with the drive on 10, I can still hear which pickup I'm on my guitar. So that definitely checks another box for me. The next thing I like to do is this. I'm going to crank the level all the way on 10. Then I'm going to use the drive knob like a volume knob. So I'll crack that up to about 2 maybe. And I'm going to have a lot more headroom, but it's going to start to push the amps a little bit more too. And I like to test that and see if it does that. Then I'm going to roll my volume back down on my guitar a little bit, check it again, and see what happens. So here we go. We're going to crank the level. And I got the drive on about 2. Yeah, so a lot more headroom. So it is drilling the amps. I can hear the reverb start to back out a little bit more too. So again, now what we're going to do is crank the volume up. I'm going to roll it down. Now it's cleaning up a lot. Another thing we're going to try is this. We're just going to pick really easy, and then I'm going to increase the attack and see if that kind of sets it off. So definitely. Now that's super useful. For me at least. Now, I don't think this is a pedal for somebody looking for death metal sounds and heavy metal. It really doesn't have a ton of gain stage in it. Now, for classic rock, country, anything like that, this is going to be a great pedal. And, here's the thing. I don't totally rely on the gain in the pedal. I will use it, but what I like to do is get a lot more headroom out of the pedal by cranking that level up and then using the gain like a volume. And then I'll have my amp set just below the point of breaking up. Then I'll get the pedal dialed up so when I kick the pedal on, I get the gain stage from the pedal and I get just that little bit of nudge through my amps and they start to break up a little. It makes this big, I can't describe it. It's just this great big massive sound because, there's a lot more frequencies involved, obviously. And, it's guitar to guitar, amp to amp, obviously. But that's a little trick that I like to use. But in any case, this is a really, really nice transparent pedal. I'm not a huge Klon fan. I don't know if I've said this in this video yet, but and I'm not really a Tube Screamer, not either. They do one thing very well, and I do use them for what they do well. A Tube Screamer, I think, is a little more useful. It's you can achieve a little bit more stuff with it. A Klon, I think, is more about that mid-range kind of hump. It always reminds me of the guitar sounds of the band Boston. A lot of mid-range cut to them, you know what I mean? They really cut through that mix. And a Klon does that well. And, you know, like I said, this has kind of that same thing, but it also is really transparent where you can hear the guitar itself. I know it's a Strat. I know what pickup I'm playing on. That's really important to me. You just get a lot more tone out through your speakers because you're hearing the guitar as well, and not just the breakup and saturation of the pedal, so to speak. So, I'm really picky about pedals, and this is why I'm shooting this video. And it was really nice of Ben to let me use this pedal for the video. And if it was me, Ben, I would keep this, but if you don't want to, let me know. That being said, this is really why I'm shooting the video. I've wasted a lot of money on pedals. I'm sure you guys have too. They're easy because they don't take up a lot of space or wall space or amplifiers, and you can stash a lot of pedals, right? So I think we tend to buy a lot more pedals, or at least I kind of went through that phase, and other phases too. But anyway, uh, you know, it's a big letdown when you get a pedal, you get it home, and it just doesn't do what you wanted it to. So now it sits on the shelf, or you have to resell it. Now it's used, and you're taking a hit on it. So it's nice to have these kind of videos that people go through this stuff and explain it and demo it, and that way if you come across one at a swap meet or a yard sale or Craigslist or wherever, at least you know what you're looking at and what it does, what kind of gain stage it has. Does it clean up? Can you hear your guitar come through? All these things add up. And if you're looking at a pedal, you don't know by the visual what it's going to sound like. So it's really tough buying pedals, through the mail and online. So it's nice to know, what they sound like, what they do, what kind of headroom you can get out of them as well. I try every combination I can possibly with a pedal. Most of the pedal might not be something that I'm going to use, but there might be a certain little sweep of the knobs where magic happens for me, or it works great in a track, whatever it may be. That's why you see guys tape the knobs on their pedals or mark them, because once you find the best thing that pedal can do for you, you just leave it there, right? So that's why you want to twist every knob, try every combination you can with that pedal, and do it in big increments first, then do it in smaller increments, because there's a lot of stuff to be had by just turning the knobs one or two clicks either way. Honestly, I think that's something that kind of gets overlooked with pedals. Usually you just dime the gain and see what it does. Oh yeah, that's awesome. It works good on this song, but then all of a sudden, wow, this pedal really doesn't do it for me. But you need to, scroll through all the controls, try stuff that you normally wouldn't. Instead, like I said, instead of just diming the gain, dime the level, use your gain knob as the volume. That can be a game changer on a lot of pedals, honestly. Well, anyway, I hope this helps. And again, I just don't want to see people waste their money on stuff that, it's not going to work for them. So we did tear this pedal apart too. I wanted to add that. I wanted to see if I could see the circuit and see if it was, op amps, transistors, what was going on in there. It is a circuit board, and it was double stacked. It actually had a square one that looked like on top of the main board, and all the parts were hooked to it as well. So I didn't remove it all, and I really couldn't see a lot. But what I did notice was this. When I flipped it over, I put my reading glasses on, and I could tell that it was hand soldered, without a doubt. You could see where the tip of the soldering iron had touched the green part of the board on every point when they soldered it. It's pretty easy to tell if they're hand soldered or done, in a bath or an oven or whatever. So it was hand done, at least this one was. So again, if you guys know anything about this pedal, please let me know. I'd love to know about the company as well, if they're still around, what's going on. I did try to look for a schematic on this and I couldn't find one. Maybe that's just me. And I couldn't really find out a lot of info about Blues Pearl either. So any info is helpful. Thanks again for watching, folks. I really appreciate all the views and the nice comments. And thank you to you guys for leaving, technical info on gear and stuff in the comments. That's always helpful. I did get a bunch of comments on my buffing video, and I did my Groon Versatile acoustic, and got a lot of pointers from guys too on that. So, it's always helpful. It's great for me and for the viewers, and just the community in general, which the community on this page is outstanding. The best on YouTube. I keep saying that, but you guys are. I mean, there's not a bunch of knuckleheads on this channel, which is, I am certainly fortunate for that. That's one thing I would like to add. So thanks again. I really appreciate it. We'll see you guys real soon. Be good. Okie doke.